Is the president has established genuine momentum, Arthur, and not only the obvious unity that those leaders were displaying, but they're now exhibiting his resolve and his determination. And I know for a fact that that is the task that has been given to the Pentagon. And so the chairman of Joint Chiefs is personally involved. The Supreme Allied Commander of Europe, who's a U.S. general, is involved in that process. They are meeting with all the chiefs of defense of the countries that are willing to participate and find out what it is they're willing to put into this. And Zelensky's team, defense team, is also participating. And that would also drive what the United States will contribute based on what others are putting into the security guarantees. And the reason these are so critical, because obviously we have a peace agreement, the security guarantees go in place, and they prevent Putin from attacking. What he has done time and time again in violating ceasefires or violating peace agreements. That has been his method, and we have to take that away from him and provide deterrence.
Okay, so aside from him lathering up Trump and saying he's this brilliant, all this kind of stuff, but let's get into the key issue there. There is talk, and he said and he does have contacts at the Pentagon at the highest level, that the Pentagon is actually starting doing planning on whether in the air or potentially even boots on the ground as a physical deterrent to Russia. What do you make of this? Because Trump had been completely against any kind of security guarantees up until now.
That will be World War III. Russia is not going to allow NATO troops to be based in Ukraine. They're already taking out facilities that have had NATO, reportedly have had NATO personnel at it. They've blown them up. There has been no reporting in the West of these casualties, and I think that they're trying to keep that under wraps best they can. But Russia will not, under any circumstances, allow NATO to impose any kind of no-fly zone. If those aircraft are over Ukrainian territory, they're going to be targeted. They'll be shot down. And Russia definitely has the technology to do so. If troops are brought in, they will be attacked and destroyed. And then, NATO may want to say, oh, that's an Article 5 violation, and we'll try to declare war on Russia. NATO can't. I mean, they can say, okay, we're going to go to war with Russia, but in terms of actually being able to marshal the manpower and the resources to do so, they don't have it. They're playing strip poker. They don't have any clothes on. Okay. So you start off naked, you lose.
You see, you're NATO naked is a really unpleasant image. Still, let's move on.
Yeah, I know. Keir Starmer naked. Oh my Lord! Yeah, you got to wash our eyes out over that.
I do actually.
So I mean that they're pushing this, but I wanted to also point out at that meeting that they had with Trump in the White House on Monday, you saw both Merz and then Macron and then Starmer. They all kept making that pitch for the ceasefire, and Trump actually kept, to his credit, he shut them down. They're like, nah, we don't need the ceasefire. We're going to go for the full peace agreement. Von der Leyen was pushing her thing. He shut her off. Hey, thanks for sharing. Nice contribution. We're not going to go down that path. She was willing to play up on the supposed children that Putin has kidnapped. Again, more projection by the West, where what the West is doing to children, they always accuse Russia of doing it. But, that's a whole nother topic. So the Europeans didn't get anything out of that.
Well, in fact, for those who may not have seen it,